Hey guys, it's Sahara. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're new, it's Sahara. What the f- So today I'm going to be doing a bronzy makeup look. I have like some gold jewelry on to match the vibe and some brown sunglasses too. Okay, I'm going to start off by using the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer. This is in a shade medium 39, or is it medium? Yeah, medium 39. And I'm going to clean my brows up with this. Look how easy I'm just like going through my brows right now, but I'm going to clean my brows up with this product. Prime the eyelids too with this concealer. I haven't used this concealer in a while, and I find that cleaning my brows up with it and priming my eyelids is the best way that I can use this concealer. So I'm going to start off with the Wet n Wild 760 Not a Basic Peach palette, and these palettes from Wet n Wild, the color icon ones, don't have eyeshadow names, only numbers. So I'm just going to go in with this really dark brown one, and I have not used this eyeshadow palette in so long. I'm going to start off by creating the basic shape of the look that I'm going for using this eyeshadow. The one thing that I noticed about this is that this concealer is so thick and creamy to the point that I feel like this eyeshadow is kind of dragging, so I probably should have set with a powder first. I'm going to take probably a smaller, fluffier brush. I'm going to go in with that transition shade. It actually says transition, and apply that. I need a closer mirror. But I'm going to apply that like right on top of this brown. Now I need a little bit further away. I noticed that the best way to blend out shades, like especially when you're blending them out right next to each other, is to kind of blend it on top of this dark brown, for example, and then kind of buff it upwards rather than trying to start up at the top. And then you can always go in and add more product. And of course, everything is being pulled out as well. I'm going to switch over to the Profusion Sienna's palette, and these palettes have names. Going to dip into Dynasty and Serendipity. Dynasty is an orange and Serendipity is a yellow. So this yellow, I know for a fact that it's not going to show up on my eyes, like on my skin tone. So I'm just going to dip into both of them and blend them on the outer part of all of these shades. I'm going to go back into the Wet n Wild palette and use that top transition shade now as a brow bone highlight. I love a matte eyeshadow, especially a matte white, even though this is not white. I love a matte white eyeshadow as a brow bone highlight. I think it just looks so good and so smooth. And this will also help to define the eye look as well. If I brought the eyeshadows up too high, I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. And I'm going to do it with the same concealer. Concealer, okay. I'm going to just apply it directly on the brush. Beautiful pigment that I used in my previous video before, the Black Radiance one. It's a continuous color pigment. It's just orange. I don't see a shade name on there. But I think I have a shade, a shimmer that I want to put on the lid first. From the Profusion palette, I have this shade called Dizzy. It's like a pink gold. But that is so pretty too. It's like shifts, you won't be able to see it. And then I have from the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette, I see a beautiful shade in here too. Oh yeah, that's way too dark for the look that I'm going. Is it? Let's see. Oh no, it's not. Oh, this is Maybe I could put that in the inner corner and I could put that on the lid. They can be kind of, I don't want to say chalky, they can be very loose, chunky. So I'm gonna, and that looks just like the Black Radiance one that I'm gonna be applying to, yeah, so that works out. Apply it with my finger first, and then I can go in with a brush to get the places that I need to get closer to. Redefine the line. I'm going to take what's ever left on the brush and, like I said, redefine it. I'm going to spray my brush a little bit. First I'm going to see how it looks just tapping it in the middle. Looks just like the shade I just applied. So it is called Dizzy. I was going to say Dipsy. Dizzy. And it's like a, I would say like a pink lemonade, like a pink and gold. Yeah, so it works. I'm going to take the shade Exclusive, which is a brighter shimmer, and apply that on top of it. This is just going to make sure it's just brightened a little bit more. I'm going to take that dark brown and I'm going to drag it across the lash line as like liner. I love the look of like dark brown, and I definitely feel like typing, oh my gosh, tapping it over this pigment is making it like a bronzier brown rather than like the matte shade it is. I'm going to use the Maybelline Snap Mascara in the shade Black Cherry. This is that mascara that I've been using for in my past couple of videos. I love it because it's like a dark purple and not black, so I don't feel like it kind of takes away from the look as much as black mascara does. And I have some new lashes from Ioni. So I have them in the style Natural Cat Eye Light, Saint Laurent. Then the next style is Natural Doll, Carrera, I don't know. And then the last style I found is Wispy Natural Light, Marquina. I'm going to try the Saint Laurent ones. I'm going to apply them off camera though, like I usually do, because I got to cut them and all of that stuff, so I got to. They are still that wispy look, but they're natural in the way that they're not thick to the point where they're covering up the lashes. I really like how they look, but I do have those other Ioni lash extensions, the individual lash extensions. I think I'm going to do the length ones, this style, and apply one on the outer part because I think I want it just a little bit longer on the outer part. I wonder if these lashes still sticky from the last time I applied them, and it was like literally the funniest thing trying to figure out from the last time I did a whole video, like a video dedicated to these lash extensions, trying to figure out which lash extensions go back in which pack. Because I didn't even stop to think about that. How am I going to figure out which lashes go with which style? And it's kind of like still sticking from the last time, so I'm just going to apply them without applying any glue. If they fly off of me, we know why. Okay, maybe one more. That's the one thing that I love about having these lash extensions, is that these single lash, individual lash, whatever you want to call them, like there's so many different things. But the best thing about having these is that you can apply them individually if you don't want to apply a full lash, or if you have a lash that's too natural and you want to elevate that lash, these lash extensions are perfect for that as well. So let's move on to the face. Did I bring primer? Yeah. I got so invested in the eye look, I forgot about primer. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer in the shade Universal Glow. This is just the regular one. I have so much glue on my fingers right now. Should I just use a brush? I've never used a brush to apply primer before, but today we're going to do that because I have so much glue on my hands. So I'm just going to use, oh gosh, I'm going to use this brush to apply the primer. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the shade 355N. This is another foundation, like I said in my other video, that I have been I've been wanting to use, but I've been saving it for like a holy grail video like I did with my Milk Makeup cream bronzer. I was trying to save it instead of just using it anyway, and I'm going to use it today. I need a sponge. I need a new sponge. And I'm blending it out with a e.l.f. sponge. This is the one from their, I think it was like one of their summer collection pieces from last year. And for this part around here, I am just going to go in and kind of tap around to clean up the eyeshadow look I created. It's like, obviously, what other eyeshadow look could I be talking about? Talking about the one I created. Using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Natural Beige. Last time I used this concealer, I was still doing that triangle shape. I am blending it out around here first with this side of the sponge that I use to blend out my foundation. I always like going in with the side that I use for my foundation, whether that's a sponge or a brush that I use to blend the foundation out. Back in with that to tone down around the areas that I don't really like to change the shade too much, like the color. And then under the eyes, I'll switch to a clean side and blend it up around here. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in the shade Medium. I'm going to use the shade Cinnamon. But this is has always been my favorite cream bronzer. So I think this is definitely going to end up being a repurchase though, like I'm not even kidding, because I do really love using this bronzer. I'm going to set under the eyes with the Kat Von D brightening powder in the shade Golden. I need to be careful because this powder, oh my gosh, it's good, but at the same time it's very, very drying. But I haven't used it in a long time, and if you guys did not notice in this video, I'm actually trying to use a lot of makeup that I haven't used in a long time. I did bring in the Kat Von D translucent powder, but I find that that one can leave a white cast. With translucent powders, I like using those to set the eyeshadow primer down. See, that's why I skip this step to clean up the bronzer, because sometimes the powder does not want to move. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit in the shade Light to Medium. And I mix all three of those bronzer type of shades. I always have and always will. These bronzers, cream powder from Anastasia, will always be my favorite. I'm going to be using the Profusion Blush and Bronze palette. Now, I usually use like orange blushes. Oh my gosh, I feel like these tones would go perfect with that. But I think I want to try these blushes because they're like more of like a brownish tone. And I'm like, that may pull a little ashy. I'm actually going to mix all four of these because this one is way too bright. That one's too shimmery, and these are bronzers. So I'm going to mix all four of these. Oh gosh, I just picked up so much powder. Let's see how that applies. Well, that goes perfect with this look. It looks just like the shadow that I have on my eyes. So I'm going to use the Cover FX Rose Quartz in Defense Elixir Mist. I don't even know why I apply that much, knowing how much this stuff stinks. I'm gonna go in with the Profusion Strobe and Glow palette. And this palette has some of the most beautiful shades in it. I'm going to use the shade Sugar Crush and Glaze. Sugar Crush is like this really beautiful light gold. Oh, so nice. And Glaze is like this really beautiful gold. This is like the best highlighter palette. The only thing is that the shades are very, very powdery. And they can make your skin look textured or bring out the texture on your skin. It picks up on all of the texture that you may have. Like, it's doing it right now. I have two eyeliners. So the first one is from Black Radiance, and it's just like this brown one, a regular matte brown eyeshadow. No, sorry, liner. And then the other one I have is Rimmel London Exaggerate Smoke and Shine in 002 Copper Bling. And it's like this more bronzier one. It's lighter, but it has like this shimmery tone to it. I think I'm gonna go in with the, oh gosh. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with the Rimmel London one first. I don't even know how that applied since my eye watered the whole time. The Black Radiance one, and probably just keep it on the outer corner of the lash line since it's darker. I'm going to start with the brush that I use for the darkest shade and blend that first. Back into the Profusion palette and mix together Dynasty and Serendipity and blend that on the lower lash line too. Gosh, my eye is like watering so bad right now. Using the same Maybelline mascara, apply that on the lower lashes. I think I got a lip combo, so I'm gonna start off with L'Oreal Infallible Lip Liner in the shade Brown. Oh, I just broke it. Oh shit. That is so messed up because this is one of my favorite lip liners ever. Now that I got that lip liner, after I broke it, I'm gonna go in with this Black Radiance one. Is 5124. It's just a deep brown color. This Vivid Matte Liquid from Maybelline. It's in the shade 18 Orange Obsession. I don't like this by itself because it's so patchy, but I mixed it in with this before and it gave like this really pretty, I don't know. Yeah, so there we go. That's the color I was going for. More of an orange. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this bronzy summer look. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.